everybody, my name's Brenda and welcome to TangleBreak. I created TangleBreak to take a break from my day to relax and draw. And so thank you for joining me, and I hope that TangleBreak will give you a relaxing break from your day too. We're going to be making this tile today using the Fragment F1, and we're going to alternate it back and forth. I really like this because it's almost like an optical illusion. If you look at it in different ways, you can see different designs and patterns pop up just the way you look at it. So we're going to be using the 8 basic steps of the Zentangle Method. Step number 1 is gratitude and appreciation. I'm thankful for the time that we're able to relax and draw. And the supplies that we're going to use today are a Micron 08 black pen, a pencil, a Tortillon, and a 3.5-inch white Zentangle tile. So take a deep breath, get ready to relax, and get ready to draw. So let's get started. Okay, so grab your tile and your pen, and step 2 is making the corner dots. Okay, step 3 is the border. Step 4 is the string, and since we're doing fragments today, we're going to make a grid. So divide your square in half from top to bottom, and then both sides in halves again. And we're just eyeballing it. No pressure. Okay, turn your tile, and we're going to do the same thing in this direction. Divide it in half, and then each side into halves. Okay, and this is our grid. So now let's put fragment F1 in the top left-hand corner, and it's going to be easy. You just draw an X connecting the corners, and then we're going to go halfway in and make a square by awing around the frame here, and that is the drawing for F1. Now what makes it special is the way it's colored. So we're going to do the top part of the square, the inside square, and we're going to alternate black and white. And so on the outside area, I'm going to make this black. So the very tip top is white, the side is black, and the square on the inside, you'll see, we're going to make that black touching it. So it's like it's kissing right there at the center. And so then whatever's touching the black is white, and then to the side is black. So we're just alternating black and white, and that's it. But when we alternate them and go to each one, it's going to make this really cool optical illusion design at the end. And it just depends on how you squint and look at the artwork, what you see. It's really neat. Okay, so let's just do this. We'll just go ahead and put in our X's. Sometimes just doing the X's all the way down is just relaxing. So do an X in every box, connecting your corners. Okay, all the X's are done. So let's go back up to the top and put in our square. So I'm just going to the middle of the area and ORing the outside of the frame to make a square. And let's just go ahead and do that in each of the boxes, and then that part will be finished. Okay, the next part is going to be the inking in, and we're just going to alternate the black and the white to make our pattern. So if that's black, then that's white, and then the next one's black. And then the next one is touching it on the squares on the inside, that would be black. And on this one, the top and bottom of the outside edges of the square will be black. So you have to think it through at the beginning, and then you'll get a rhythm of black and white, and it'll get easier. But at the beginning, you do have to think it through. And so then the bottom here is black. And then let's go to the square beside it. And then if that's white, then this is black. And if the outside is black, then the first part of the square on the inside is white. It sounds like a lot, but just watch me. And so then this part is black. And so then below it is black. And then to the right is going to be black. So on a square, either the sides are black and then the inside, top and bottom, or the sides are white and then the inside, top and bottom is white. So here we go. So let's do this black. And then it kisses right here to this one being black. And then the outside's easier because you'll put black at the top and you'll put black at the bottom. So you see, we're starting to get a groove going, and then you still have to think it through, but it won't be quite as much to think through. It'll be easier. But wait until you see how mesmerizing this design can be, and the way you squint your eyes at the end and then look at it, and you can see different designs, and then you can squint your eyes again and turn the tile a little bit and you can see a different design that pops up. Okay, I'm just going to turn it this way just to make it easier to color. And so then just, you're going black, white. So in every direction, you're just going to go black and white. So now the top and bottom of this square will be black. Okay, so now the bottom part of this box will be black. Okay, now in the next box, I'm going to go ahead and do the square black, the top of the square, the little square black. And then from the center, I'm going to go down and make this black. And then we'll make the sides black. See, it's getting easier. This is mindful coloring it in. We have to think it through, and it's going to look so nice. It's going to look so interesting at the end. All right, so we're going to go to the next box. I'll turn my tile just to make it easier. And so then you can also look at the squares in the middle, and whatever is happening beside it, you're going to do the opposite. So on the left side, it was the whites were on top. This one's going to be blacks, and now this one's going to be the whites on top. And so I'm just going to go ahead and color in these squares, the inside squares, and then it makes the outside easier just to follow along. I don't really have to think. I just do black and white because the inside squares are done. So that side, and now this side. And then on the next one, it'll be the top and bottom. Let's turn my tile, and now it's going to be the sides. It's just easier to ink it in this way. And look at the meta pattern that's appearing. Can you see it by looking at these two rows? I can look at it one way and see one design popping up, and then I can squint and look in a different direction and see a different design. It's whatever's predominant when you're looking at it. It's really cool. All right, let's go to the, we're halfway finished with the coloring. Okay, so on this one, the top and bottom of the square needs to be black. So then let's go ahead and just do the squares. So then the opposite on this one, and that helps. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do these squares here too. I'm in a rhythm. So you're just doing the alternating colors from one inside square to the next. Either top and bottom or side and side. That was side and side, so this is top and bottom. This one will be side to side. And going, well, let me fix that. Right here, it's going to be side to side. And this just makes it more manageable. And then on the last one will be top and bottom. Okay, now it's going to be easier. You still have to think it through, but it'll be easier to do the sides. So that one's white, this is black. You can go by what the box is beside the one you're working on, or just go by the inner square of each one. So you see that touches the white, and so this is white across, so then this is black. So it's either going to be the sides are black or the top and bottom are black. So coming down, this one is going to be the top and bottom are black, and I can turn my tile to make it easier, which just switched it to side, just the way you look at it. And I can't help but keep looking at the meta pattern that we're making. You have to think it through to color, but what an interesting design that the meta pattern makes. Okay, we're going to the next box, and we'll do the sides on this one. And then one more at the bottom here. We'll turn our tile to make it easier. This part will be black. And then the last side will be black. Now we just have one more row, and then we get to shade. All right, so turn your tile, and this will be the last part. So top and bottom here. I'm going to turn my tile just to make it easier to color in, ink it in. Okay, turn your tile however you need to, and we're going to do the sides on this one. Okay, go to the next one. This will be the tops, but I'm going to turn it so that we can do the sides. It's just easier for my pen strokes when I turn it. Okay, and then the last one, doing the sides. Okay. And I can already see different patterns here. The way I look at it, I can see several different ways. It's almost like an optical illusion here. Okay, so it's time for shading. So grab your pencil, and we're going to go along the widest white part. We're going to leave the little white squares in the middle, the little squares we made in the very middle of every box, alone. We're going to leave them white. And I'm going through on the edges of all of the outer white bands and putting a little shade in the crevices and along the border. So only on the outer white bands of each box and along the border. And then we'll use our Tortillon to spread it in, and we'll leave the center, just leave that white. Okay, so now grab your Tortillon and let's spread out the pencil. And it just gives it a softer look, more of a shadow. And I'm bringing it in toward the center, but I'm not putting any on the center of each of these broad bands. Okay, so now it's time for step 7, initial and sign. So grab your pen and put down your initials or your chop. Turn it over on the back and sign your artwork. And this is TangleBreak 2026. And the fragment that we did today, alternating it, is Fragment F1 with the alternation. And step 8 is appreciate again. And it just is almost like an optical illusion. The way you can squint your eyes and look at it, I can see different patterns coming to the forefront and then a different one appearing. So this was fun. I enjoyed the optical illusion. And thank you for joining me. And I will see you next time on TangleBreak. Bye for now.